From the fragmented world of our everyday lives, we gather in search of wholeness. By many cares and preoccupations, by diverse and selfish aims, are we separated from one another and divided within ourselves. Yet we know no branch is utterly severed from the tree of life that sustains us all. We cherish our oneness with those around us and the countless generations that have gone before us. We would hold fast to all the good we inherit, even as we would leave behind us the outworn and the false. We would escape from bondage to the ideas of our own day and from the delusions of our own fancy. Let us labor in hope for the dawning of a new day without hatred, violence, and injustice. Let us nurture the growth in our own lives of the love that has shone in the lives of the greatest of men and women, the rays whose lamps still illumine our way. In this spirit we gather.
Welcome, everyone. On behalf of the entire congregation, I welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Church of the Shenandoah Valley. I'm Leslie Blackburn, your worship associate for today's service. We gather together with our doubts as well as our convictions, with our fears and our hopes, with our failures and our aspirations, with our sorrows and our joys. Whether you're joining us today for the first time, or you've been a member or a friend for many years, we're glad you're here. Whatever faiths you have known, if any, whatever your background, whoever you are, whomever you love, however you arrived here, you are welcome. Now, as Robert Hurt comes forward, let us all say together from our homes the words for lighting our chalice. In the light of truth and in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, to share. And I invite you to join with me as we say our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament. To dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help our neighbor. To these ends, we covenant one with another.
And before we continue with our service today, I'd like to invite you to join with me as we pause once again to hold in our hearts all of those who are struggling in our nation and our world due to the coronavirus pandemic, the weather-related disasters that we're seeing across our country in these previous weeks, ongoing racial injustices, and not the least of these, the economic crisis of these turbulent times. Join with me as we face all of these challenges together, holding in our hearts all of those being affected with both compassion and courage as we face these days ahead. Thank you. And now a meditation reading to go with the theme of our service today on the turning of the year. Now is the season for turning. The leaves are turning from green to yellow to orange. The birds are turning south for the winter. In nature, the season brings its usual turnings, but for us humans, it is not so easy to turn. It takes an act of will to turn. It takes the breaking of habits to turn. It sometimes means admitting we have been wrong. It sometimes means losing face and having to start all over again. It sometimes means, I'm sorry, can we try again? For us to make a turn means we recognize that we can change, even though it is often difficult to do so. In this season of turning, may we turn from callousness to sensitivity, from hostility to love, from pettiness to purpose, from envy to contentment, from carelessness to discipline, from fear to faith. May we turn and return to the best within ourselves. May we turn and return to the best in each other. And may we turn and return to that which gives our lives its deepest meaning by whatever name we call it.
Today's words of reflection are written by Kathleen McTeague. They are with us still. In the struggles we choose for ourselves and the ways we move forward in our lives and bring our world forward with us, it is right to remember the names of those who gave us strength in this choice of living. It is right to name the power of hard lives well lived. We share a history with those lives. We belong to the same motion. They too were strengthened by what had gone before. They too were drawn on by the vision of what might come to be. Those who lived before us, who struggled for justice and suffered injustice before us, have not melted into the dust and have not disappeared. They are with us still. The lives they lived hold us steady. Their words remind us and call us back to ourselves. Their courage and love evoke our own. We, the living, carry them with us. We are their voices, their hands, and their hearts. We take them with us, and with them choose the deeper path of living. Let us name those who lend strength in our lives.
This All Souls Sunday, as we are about to enter one of the most collectively stressful weeks, perhaps in our lifetimes, with a seriously polarized national election at hand, I suggest it is a good time for us to pause and remember those who have gone before us. All those who gave their lives over to making the world a better place for more people, including their loved ones, each in their own ways, and not without struggle, and not without sometimes making mistakes. The turning of the seasons, the turning of the year in cycles of time, give us the opportunity to revisit and reflect upon the past. We can look for what lessons and insights we can find there for us. Lessons and insights that might help us to grow and choose decisions that we are making as we move forward, often having to choose one path over the other from the options at hand. Interspersed throughout our lives, we encounter occasional crossroads where we must decide a major change in direction or course forward. The crossroads are often made as a choice to commit to one path over another one, to go to school or to work, to commit to a significant relationship or to remain single, to have a child and start a family or to focus on career. It's not that we can't have more than one of these or that we only have one opportunity to choose between them, but rather we make choices to commit our time and attention to one major thing at a time, because to try and go in two directions at once can be simply overwhelming. I don't know about you, but when I have made major decisions in my life at a particular crossroad, I find myself contemplating what the loved ones who are no longer living might think about my options. I wonder which one would make the most sense to them for me to choose, knowing me as they have and wanting for me the best that life can offer. Do you sometimes feel the presence and influence of your loved ones who have passed as you wonder which way to go next? Not only have I felt the presence and encouragement of loved ones no longer with us, I have actually occasionally found the strength and courage from my connection with them to help me take a risk, to take what felt to be a leap of faith in choosing a direction that was uncertain, but at the same time appeared promising. For example, when my father died of cancer in his 60s, and when the idea of my going to seminary came up, I didn't know if it was a path that he might endorse for me. But I knew it would be a leap of faith and a big risk. I decided to try because I realized from my father's relatively early death that life overall is short, and if there's something we are waiting to do, we better not wait too long, or we might miss that opportunity. To me, it seems there are windows of opportunity that present themselves, a metaphor that works the same as crossroads do in our life. Within the ongoing passing of time, there are definite places where we must choose one thing over another at this particular moment. It doesn't mean that the options won't come around again, but it also doesn't mean that they will. With a crossroad or window of opportunity, we find ourselves in a place where now is the time we must choose which way to go, with all the uncertainties that come with the decision. When we find ourselves in a moment of choosing, we can feel a pressure of urgency that may not always be totally realistic. We can feel pressured to decide and go for a deal while it lasts, as when we've been caught by a person trying to sell us a car or whatever it might be, and to use one of their making a deal tactics. It's important to step back and take a look at the big picture, to not rush into something that could soon lead to a sense of buyer's remorse or falling for a hook that turns out to be something quite different than what you were led to believe. These times of decision-making and uncertainty can be incredibly uncomfortable. It's hard to make a choice when we have more questions than answers and time feels like it's running out. It's also hard because we know that the way forward, no matter what we choose or don't choose, has so many factors beyond our control or of our choosing. No matter what we choose or don't choose, we are still at the mercy of uncertainty and the unfolding developments that are just beyond our reach and our sight. All we can do is to try to do our best and hope for the best, and then wait to see what happens next. We hope that out of chaos, of change, of uncertainty, something wonderful might emerge. We long for that possibility. We prepare ourselves for the chance we might get so that when it appears, we will be there as ready as we can be to go for it. We have to become willing to commit ourselves to this path, this choice, this opportunity, this moment in time. This All Souls Sunday of 2020, we as Americans stand at a crossroads leading up to the national election on Tuesday. If you haven't voted, please consider doing so safely, and to the degree that you're able, encourage others to vote safely as well. There is so much these days that seems beyond our control right now, but we can't let our cynicism or despair keep us from doing the things that we can do. There's so much beyond our control right now, not only a politically polarized nation, but with the expanding pandemic of a new life-threatening virus in our world as we go into these winter months ahead. So much beyond our reach of control, but that doesn't mean that we can or are doing nothing about it. Each of us must choose every day to make good decisions regarding our health and the health of those around us, despite others who are making different choices than ours. We can protect ourselves and others by wearing masks in public, minimizing the possibility of exposure with appropriate distancing, and by building up our reserves to see us through these coming winter months. Yes, I mean physical reserves of basic necessities, but also mental, emotional, and spiritual reserves as well. Regardless of the outcome of the upcoming election, we need to prepare ourselves for the next months because with the COVID-19 pandemic, it will become harder than it has already been during these warmer months of spring, summer, and autumn, as if we're not already so tired of it all. So I encourage you, make your preparations now. Identify your circle of family and friends. Identify specific ways for you to handle your anxieties and frustrations, which are only natural given these circumstances. To handle them in productive and health-supporting ways as opposed to negative ways. We must choose, so let us choose wisely and remember that we're not trying to do it alone. We need each other now more than ever before. We need our friends, our families, and our communities now more than ever before, including this community of Unitarian Universalists in the northern Shenandoah Valley. We are here to help each other through thick and thin. We are not alone in our anxieties and frustrations. Each of us is being held during these deeply uncomfortable times in the thoughts and hearts of our loved ones and friends. You are being held by others even when you're not aware of it, and being held by the hopes, dreams, and commitments of those loved ones who are no longer with us. We are holding each other, lifting each other to do our best, hoping for the best, and preparing for the uncertainty of what is to come. All the while hoping and doing our part so that what emerges out of the chaos and confusion of these times might be something beautiful and positive. Something our ancestors and loved ones who are no longer with us would want for us and for the world. Something that helps to fulfill their vision and ours of a world made better for all of us. Out of the turning of the year, out of the deepest, darkest night, comes a new day and a new dawn. Like the falling leaves, may we let go of all that no longer serves our highest good and make a place for something new and beautiful to appear. May it be so.
This is the keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going on song. This is the keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going on song.
This is the keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going on song.
I am Abigail, and this is Sean, and we're so glad that you've turned this on and welcomed us into your home, and you are welcome into our home. We're in Dayton, Ohio. We're in Sean's parents' house.
My parents' house.
Sean's parents' house. We were in Louisville when the shit hit, and we packed our 3-year-old into a car. We drove kind of far. We drove here, and we've been so lucky and blessed to be safely here. And we thought we'd be here for like 10 days, tops.
What did we know?
What did we know?
What
did we know? We thought we knew a lot. We thought we knew a lot. Keep going on song. This is a keep going, keep going, keep going on. Keep going on song. This is a keep going, keep going, keep going on. Keep going on song. And we've been mostly healthy. We've been okay. Are you okay? Are you alright? Are you okay? Are you alright? Are you okay? I hope your body is whole tonight. And if your heart is breaking, I hope it's breaking open. And if your breath is shaking, I hope it's shaking through. And I hope that you've watched a lot of really great television, like a lot of it. And I hope that you find a hand lotion that actually makes your skin feel better. And I hope that you have enough to eat. I hope you're getting enough sleep, and I hope you have enough good company or enough good memory to last you a long time. Keep going, keep going, keep going on. Keep going on song. We sing the keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going on. Keep going on song. Let's bring some joy into the room, why not? We can try it, or some rage, and some grief and relief. Ooh, I hold my rage, I pray my rage is a fire that cleans my mind out and makes me ready to listen. I pray my pain is a river that flows to the ocean that connects my pain to yours. song. Oh, we're making it up. We're making it up as we go. Keep going on. Keep going on, song. And I pray that when we meet again, that the world has changed into the world that we are imagining now together. And I pray that the world has become the world that we're planting inside of ourselves for each other and for our ancestors and for our kids. Ooh, and we're gonna start. This is a rough beginning. That's all I've got is a rough beginning to offer you. We're gonna start by singing some songs in this tiny space together. We're just gonna sing some songs for you, and we hope that when you hear them, you will feel a little bit less alone, and we will feel a little bit less alone in the work and in the hurt, and we will be together tonight somehow, whenever this is, wherever this is. We will be together tonight for the keep going on song. This is a keep going on song. This is a keep going on song. This is a keep going on. Keep going on song. This is a keep going.
We pause this hour to remember those whom we have lost, those whom we fear losing, those from whom we are separated, those to whom we would extend a helping hand, a caring heart, the will to live. We pause this hour also to hope for life and good living, for love and kind words, for reconciliation, for the support of family and friends, for meaning in our struggle, for wholeness. May our memories and hope renew us for the days and nights to come.
As Robert extinguishes the flame, let us say together from our homes the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of our community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. The purpose of the church is to encourage all who gather to grow more generous in spirit and in action. We hope you will consider making an offering after today's service through our website, uushenandoah.org, which allows us to exercise that generosity of spirit for this self-supporting church and its many ministries, which continue while we're not able to be physically together. And we invite you to join our church community at noon for our virtual post-service gathering for joys and concerns, followed by our coffee hour conversations and smaller breakout groups. The Zoom link is found in your UUCSV email. Thank you for joining us today.
So we have an anxious week ahead of us, and I just wanted to let you all know that in our UUCSV emailed newsletter, there are opportunities for us to gather with other Unitarian Universalists throughout the day on Tuesday online. The usual Wednesday Zoom check-in at 4, and I'm thinking of offering one in the evening as well at 7. And then on Thursday, there's also another UUA opportunity for joining with others throughout our faith and denomination. Next Saturday, we are planning an informal bonfire at the church, and there'll be more information about that coming out this week. In the meantime, try to stay calm, to stay centered, get grounded, have your list of things that help you during hard times. It's going to be a stressful week, but we're not in it alone. We have each other, and we will indeed hope for the best. So stay safe, stay strong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for being with us today.